Good morning. Welcome to the Body, Mind, Spirit Power Hour, brought to you by the Feronia Wellness Organization. This morning, we do have an issue. Deborah is working on downloading something on her phone so she can join by phone. So while she's doing that, I just wanted us to be able to get started. So she knows we're on, and she'll be with us soon. From my perspective of opening the show, I'm not able to see people in the chat or see any, comments or questions that you're asking, but go ahead and do it because that will show up on Deborah's end when she arrives. So we're so happy that you're here. And to begin, I'm going to play a tone on the singing bowl and say a blessing within myself, and I hope you'll do the same while we set sacred space for this time together. So, this morning, the topic that Deborah and I thought would be great to discuss, it had come up, I guess, in some questions, was to talk about the chakra system, and mainly the 7 primary chakras. That's our primary chakra system. And it's very interesting to me. I've been also working on a series of videos that give about, if each video is about 15 minutes long and talking about each of the chakras, illustrating characteristics of them and so forth. And so if you're interested in that, it's a free series, and you can get it by just emailing me. I will get them all up on my website, but I had to take them off. I'll put them back on. If you would like them, they're also available through email, and you can email me at mary@marysclearings.com or mary@integralakashic.com, and in the subject line just put chakras, and or say in the text that you'd like to receive the chakra videos, and they'll be sent to you one at a time. So that would be great. So when we think about the chakra system, the way that I look at it is that these are subtle organs. So we have our, very third-dimensional, vibrational, physical body with our physical organs. And then we have this sense of spirit, soul, an energy body, an energy field that's around us. Maybe you've done this exercise where you want to get a sense of having energy, a field around you that is more than the physical body. And a way to do that is you could rub your hands together and take them and put them a distance apart, like a big ball, and then start to bring them together with a sense of what you feel between your palms. So I'm doing that right now, and right about here, it's almost like a resistance but it feels more like a magnetism, but you feel something there, and that is getting really close in. Like that's like your supra-physical body meeting the two energies between. So we have this energy that is all around us, and in the aura, which we think of as, usually a person's aura, or, the energy field really associated with the physical body is about the size of, if we put our arms all the way out, and at the tips of your fingers, that's about the size of your energy body, or the aura. And to me, they're interchangeable. Some people say or depict the aura as being, like outside the body, and that somehow the energy bodies are within. So I think, we picture these things any way that works for us. But I think of the aura and the energy bodies as very much representative of each other. And these energy bodies are also connected into the physical body through the chakras. And this is why I think of them as subtle organs, because we can work with them through locations. They're locations on our physical body, or read about them and understand what their messages are. There are 7. We start at the root chakra. I'm going to show you my notes from when I was first learning about the chakras, and this is complete with coffee stains and little tears in the paper. And so here is quite the depiction, I think, of the primary chakra system. Here is the root chakra, and this is our security, our sense of safety, related very much to our physical life. And the life stage where the root chakra is really activated is at birth. This is when the soul is coming into the baby's body and becoming physical. And so one of the things we can think about at the beginning of life is how active the root chakra is, and how important the care and the love and the safety that a baby feels, because a baby is so completely dependent. And all through life, these chakras have their main time frame of development. Now, the reason I'm holding this up is I want to emphasize that there is a front and a back to each of the chakras: the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Second is located just below the navel. The first we would think of as between the legs, is where it's spiraling out like from the tailbone. Its apex in the spine is at the tailbone. And then the second chakra has a front and a back, and there are different energies associated with this, which is why I think it's particularly important. The third chakra is located at the solar plexus, or just, that's like the tummy. It's below the diaphragm. It's the upper abdomen area, while the second chakra is in the lower abdomen area. Fourth chakra is at the heart. Fifth chakra is at the throat. Sixth chakra is the middle of the forehead, and the seventh chakra is at the crown. And so that is how we depict the 7 chakras. The root and the crown chakra, they sort of mirror each other, like each of the chakras along the spine that have a front and a back. And so the spinal column and the spinal fluid and the whole cerebral spinal system is extremely important to us as a human being. I mean, this is the core of our nervous system. It can't be broken, it cannot be severed, or where the body is done. So here are the chakras, and we can picture them as coming to an apex in, for example, the sixth chakra. We have the front of the head where the intuition is coming in, and the color is indigo. This is where the indigo ray enters the body. The back of this chakra is at the back of the head, and its energy is more about the acting on the intuition. And so there are those subtle differences between the backs and the fronts of each of the chakras. Wow, I feel like I've been talking for a long time here. It's been about, I see it's 8:12, and so I'm missing that. I can't see what you have to say in the chat room, and Deborah not being present quite yet. And so what I feel I can do is just continue talking to you about the chakras. So that's what I'm going to do. Two of my favorite teachers when it comes to learning about the chakras are Carolyn Myss and her book, Anatomy of the Spirit, and then Barbara Ann Brennan and her book, Hands of Light. And both of them have very unique perspectives on the chakra system, developmental, and how we make it through our lives and how this is represented with the chakras. Okay, I see that I want to invite Deborah again into the show, and I'm wondering exactly how to do that from where I am. Here it is. Okay, so maybe this will help. Yeah. We're trying to get Deborah into the show. It'll just take me a moment. And let's see. She just sent me a text, so let's see what else she needs. Also, a link. We can do that. Just thank you for giving me a moment here to do these things to help Deborah get in. Okay, hopefully that will do it. I'm going to try it one more time. And then we'll continue. Okay. This is an illustration that is in Barbara Ann Brennan's book, Hands of Light. And this was one of the favorite things that I love about this book. I started studying in it in the 90s She has an entire university based on energy healing, meets in different locations around the world. Quite an amazing story. She was a astrophysicist, I believe, working for NASA, and then, you know, developed a tremendous interest in energy healing through what she saw going on in the world. I believe during the 60s, when there was a lot of turmoil with anti-war movement, and also equal opportunities for African Americans. And witnessing all of this and thinking about people had a profound change on her. So she was able to see people's energy fields. And in that book that I just showed you, Hands of Light, are illustrations of what she sees. And so I think this is a pretty wonderful picture of a person's energy body. This is like the golden web, the outermost layer of the aura. And then within, we see the chakras, we see divine energy pouring in through the Seventh Chakra, the Crown Chakra, which is the purpose of that particular chakra, is this divine energy, which is life force energy. So we need this system. The root chakra in infancy is developing, and so depending on what kind of experiences we have starting out as a human being, we're building our lives. So this is another way to look at developmental psychology, for example. Is fascinating because the chakras also follow that type of development. The second chakra, located just below the navel, is our energy of relationships with the outer world. So relationships with other people are in the front. It's how we interact, how we relate. It's also our creativity, how we manifest in the world, those energies. And so this is the chakra that begins developing in later, like after you're a toddler, preschool, into school, where those beginning relationships are happening. And you'll see a child kind of move away from parallel play to interacting with each other. It's just as that sense of me and you becomes more developed. The back of the second chakra has the energy of our sense of control in our relationships and with our creativity. So control with manifesting. This is, so it's the lower back. You may have heard that the second chakra deals with money issues and sex. A lot of people think of this as the sexual chakra. But I think that's kind of encompassed in relationships and creativity, and that these broader ways of looking at the energy of the chakra are really important. Also, each of the chakras, thought just flew out of my head. It'll come back to me. Color rays. Red is the color ray that enters the body through the root chakra. And ruby is the stone, the gemstone that carries the red ray. And so ruby is a very nourishing stone for the root chakra. So is garnet. So are other red stones and grounding stones. So we could think of hematite, also black onyx. A lot of the black stones contain red ray. Also, clear quartz is a wonderful stone to work with, especially in rounded form, because it brings in all the color rays. So if you don't have a lot of different colors or a lot of different gemstones, you can always work with clear quartz to balance and enhance the chakras. They're subtle organs, so they respond really well to subtle energies. The second chakra, the relationship, creativity chakra, this is where the orange ray enters the body. And so this is carnelian is a great stone. There's also other orange stones, gemstones, and these can be used for this chakra. The third chakra, which is the upper abdomen, well, this is the thought that flew out of my head. The physical body at each of these chakra locations, all of the organs, the tissues, the bones, the skin, everything within that area of the chakra is interactive. So the health of the body at this area is governed by the health of the body in that area, and vice versa. It's interactive. So, for example, if you have lower abdominal pain or illness, then that indicates that could be root chakra and definitely second chakra. Those chakras are probably sustaining some damage that is resulting in physical illness, because the view of how things work is that the energy is building in the non-physical, and then it manifests in the physical. So that by the time a physical issue develops in the body, the chakra is already handling that dissonant energy. It will show up in the chakra, and there are ways to read the chakras to be able to see what's going on. What's really interesting to me here, and always has been, is that it's an approach to healing. So that, like I was saying, if you have an issue in the lower abdomen, you can work on healing and balancing the second chakra as part of your strategy to bring the body back to health or wellness. Okay. Third chakra, this is all about self-esteem, your relationship with yourself. So if you think of it as in developmental stages, this is developing, the third chakra is really starting to develop and open more so in late childhood and adolescence, because it's the sense of self. Who am I? And those questions are being answered. And they show in the development of the person, so that, you know, people who are 12, 13, 14 years old are really starting to have, you know, a solid feeling about who they are, or searching for who they are. And they have opinions, and they're more expressive, and they want an opportunity to do this. All these organs, tissues, and so forth in the body, in the upper abdomen, are also impacted by the health of the chakra. And in the front, the energy is, how do I treat myself? This is the real self-esteem issue. You can, you know, what do I say when I look in the mirror and I see my third dimensional physical self? Am I kind? Do I keep my promises that I've made to myself? All of these kinds of things, the relationship with the self. And you can see how this would build on how we were treated during the time of the initial second chakra development. What are our interactions like with the significant people in our lives, with our caregivers, if there are parents or grandparents, daycare? Where are you during that time of development? And how that development will depend a lot on how you were treated as a tiny baby, completely dependent. Did you feel loved? Did you feel secure? And how this allows us to build. The great thing is that in every point of our development, we are able to work on anything that was missing or anything that happened that really didn't serve that healthy developmental stage. So at the third chakra, that development is happening, how we feel about ourselves. And if you think about that, you know, the family is impacting us, but so is the culture, and so is the society. I've just been reading these books for my research that are dealing with all of these developmental stages psychologically, particularly with adult development. And thinking about that in relationship to the chakras is just so cool. Yellow ray is the color that enters into the third chakra, and this is citrine and yellow sapphires are the stones for this. That is also a stone of such joy. The yellow ray has so much joy, and it also helps us with elimination. And so if you think about that, so there's the elimination systems of the body, which are certainly more than, you know, upper abdomen. We're looking at the skin, and, you know, all of our the digestive elimination systems and so forth are also involved with this yellow ray. And I think about how in developing the sense of self, there is a lot of letting go that has to take place as we go through our lives. Now, the fourth chakra is the heart chakra, and this is love. This is all about love. And this is the bridge. This chakra is the bridge between the physically oriented chakras, first, second, and third, and the spiritually oriented chakras, which are the fifth, throat, sixth, and seventh. So heart is the bridge. Heart is the love. I see Deborah's picture. I want to just take a pause here and see if we hear from her. Deborah, are you on? She's still working on it. Okay, I'm going to keep talking. Fourth chakra, bridge between the physical and spiritual selves, all about love. So in the front of the chakra, it's all about giving and receiving love. Are we able to, you know, have that flow and to give and receive love in the world? And of course, this builds on how we feel. So Deborah, just a note, has sent me a text. She's trying hard to get on the call, but keeps getting bounced out every time she begins. And we don't know why that's happening. So thank you for being here and being a part of our technical issues, but being able to listen to this about the chakras. We just need Deborah for this to be more interactive, and so we'll see how that goes. The heart chakra, I'm going to pull this up again. This is why you can see what the color rays here. And all the descriptions. Here's the, you know, the coffee stain. The heart chakra is the green ray. And the green ray is carried by emerald. beautiful stone, beautiful energy, not just the color for the heart chakra, but this is also the key ray for physical healing. If you only needed 2 stones beyond clear quartz for physical healing, I'd have it be green aventurine, which detoxes, and emerald, which is like a hose. It sweeps toxins from the body. And primarily here we're talking about the physical body when it comes to those stones. Giving and receiving love through the front. In the back, more of the issues are around understanding, having understanding, forgiveness, those kinds of expressions that have really a lot to do with unconditional love, where the concerns aren't so much about me as, you know, much more encompassing. We're really growing here. And of course, this is middle adolescence, 14, 15, 16, where the heart chakra is really opening. People are at a developmental stage where they're open to love, they're open to romance, to being together, wanting to start finding that partner in life. The 5th chakra is the throat chakra, and the energy here is free choice, free will, our expression of that, because, you know, it is our expression. It's easy to remember because we talk, and we think of our talking as the main way that we express ourselves, but actually we express ourselves through our whole bodies, through our body language. Are we folded all up and kind of, you know, arms crossed and blocking, or are we open and welcoming and looking at others and comfortable? All of this is part of our expression. So is singing or dancing or writing or drawing or painting. These are all expressions, and what we are expressing is our decisions, our choices, our free choice, free will. And if we have a perspective that we're creating our experience through what we express, this is a very important area. The front of this chakra is that expression. How do we put forward our free choice, free will? And the back of the neck, where this opens, spirals out, you know, each of the chakras comes to an apex in the spine and then spins. It spins and outward, and, you know, grows and grows and grows, moving out from the body. And when the chakras are open and spinning in a clockwise direction, they're sharing information. Information from the body, from the individual, is moving out into the environment, and then also information is being brought in into the information energy field of the person from the outside environment. And a healthy chakra system is involved in that exchange. So the back of the 5th chakra is about who's in control of our free choice, free will. Like, ideally, for me, it's me. I'm controlling my free choice, free will. And that has not always been the case for me, and I think, you know, so many people are in a state of development. For example, there was a long period in my life, where I felt like I was a victim. I didn't see how to get out. of the situation I was in, and things would happen that would be like, yeah, you know, this is what happens to victims, oh my goodness, you know, going through that whole thing. And not the thing about being a victim is certainly there are issues in all of the chakras, like how do you get to that place? But particularly the idea that the effects are coming from outside, that someone else, something else has the control. And it's a really interesting way to look at things. So who's controlling your free choice, free will? And a great way to know that is, you know, just to kind of think like, how do you feel in life? Like, am I feeling trapped? Do I feel like there's no way out? Do I feel like I have limited options? Or do I recognize that I actually have control over what's happening to me based on how I express my free choice, free will? Blue ray. The blue ray enters the body through the fifth chakra. Now, the blue ray nourishes the fifth chakra, the jaw, the head, the brain. Blue ray is so nourishing for the mind. And blue sapphire is the key stone for carrying the blue ray. And then there are the other blue ray stones. Iolite is really beautiful and wonderful, or tanzanite. There's also sodalite and lapis lazuli. These are also the blue ray stones. So these are wonderful to wear or place. This chakra is very much early adulthood and adulthood. You know, we are get to a point in our lives where we're obviously needing to be responsible for ourselves, make decisions, take care of business, and how we do that is very much an expression of how we think and how we express that, our free choice, free will. Sixth chakra is here. It's been called the third eye, the intuitive chakra. And indigo is the color associated with this chakra. Indigo, there is a gemstone called indigo, which is a beautiful deep blue, so dark, almost translucent form of actually the stone sodalite, which is, you know, tends to be a lighter blue with a lot of white inclusions in it. So indigo is this stone, but indigo ray is, which is fairly hard to find, indigo. The ray of indigo, though, is also present in dark blue, sapphire, and amethyst. So there's some interchangeableness going on with the stones that carry the rays for these upper chakras. Okay, all right. Perhaps Deborah doesn't look like she's going to be able to get in the show. I'm going to just, she said one of you has a question, and so I'm going to see if she'll text it to me and we can address that. All right. So I'm waiting for the text to see what the question is. Indigo ray, sixth chakra. The front of the chakra is about intuition coming to us. And so this is why we think so much of the intuition in meditation, where we have a quiet focus on receiving messages from spirit or higher self and soul. You think of the pineal gland and the pituitary gland are right in here in this upper part of the head, being bathed by the blue ray and the indigo ray. Openness, again, helps for the intuition to come. The back of the head, the back of the brow chakra is, do we act on our intuition? So it's the action element of receiving intuitive messages. And this is really interesting because, you know, we were really raised in a very rational culture and society that has, in a lot of ways, pushed intuition out of the way. And because the idea of intuition is, where's that coming from? And so even though geniuses of science, Einstein, in particular comes to mind. I was reading something about him lately, but he talked about how he got these amazing concepts and formulas, and it was highly involving his intuition combined with a deep question that had formulated in his rational mind, but it may have been there because of his intuition. And so the way we're really built, of course, is that our intuition and our rationality work together. And this is a very important part of growth. And naturally, you know, people associate wisdom with intuition. And this is, it doesn't mean there's not been any intuition until you get to your older years or wisdom years. But that is a point in life where it really, you know, if we've really developed in a healthy manner and we're developing self-awareness, that, that sense of intuitive wisdom becomes a part of us because we combine the intuition and the rational mind. Now, I think all of us have possibly witnessed the incredible intuitive experiences of a really young child. And often those are squashed, like, don't say that, oh, that's your imagination, oh, isn't that cute, or I wouldn't tell anybody that. You know, let's just kind of keep that to ourselves. That sort of condescending and warning kind of attitude for young children that are having intuitive experiences can really be a hang-up to developing that part of ourselves as we are getting older. Okay. Here's a question that I will answer, or Deborah will if she does get on the show, but I think I'm going to finish talking about the chakras. So we're just going to address the seventh chakra because the question does not have to do with the chakras, although it does have to do with intuition. The crown chakra is the crown of the head. And this is where divine energy pours in. This is where divine energy enters into the energy system, into the seventh chakra, and then bathes, moves, radiates through all of the other chakras. This is key life force energy. It is color-wise, the purple or violet ray enters our bodies at this location, the top of the head. Stones that carry this ray are the violet or purple ray amethyst keystone, also purple rainbow fluorite. And you could wear all of these gemstones, say in a necklace, to represent the chakras, or you could wear clear quartz crystal beads, or work with the chakra rings that I've talked about in other, I think I've talked about them in other of our power hours, and you'll also see them if you get the chakra videos that cover this information also in more detail. So all of these are working together. The crown chakra is really in development in older age. One thing I find really interesting about the root and the crown chakra is that at the beginning of life, where the root chakra is developing, the baby is, you know, the soul is rooting, taking root in the physical world, and having to sort of emerge from these, not sort of, I mean definitely emerging from the world of spirit where the soul inhabits when not in physical form. And the crown chakra then is relatively, it's very open. And so there's a movement between the physical and the spiritual, the physical and the spiritual. And you can see that in a young infant. It's one of the beauties of a really young infant, that you could look at them and you can see how they're still part of, they're part of heaven, you know, they still have that glowing ethereal energy about them. At the end of life, when the soul is ready to leave the body, the root chakra will close down, and the crown chakra will open very, very wide. And the soul, at the time of death, is moving out of the body, like up through the chakras and out through the crown. And this is also seen as representative of the tunnel and moving towards the white light that has been so often reported by individuals who have had near-death experiences, meaning they've lived to tell about that experience. Oh, by the way, speaking for a moment of near-death experiences, there's a great book, Dr. Eben Alexander, Proof of Heaven, a neurosurgeon who had an amazing experience while in a coma, who tells a profound story of his experience and how it totally changed him and brought him an understanding that consciousness and soul exist, and that who we are is not an epiphenomenon of our physical brain. And that was a, you know, it's a really great insight. Wonderful. So that's what I have to say about the chakras. And I guess it was a lot. It's filled our time. So we have a guest. I'm going to look at this question. During a bitter cold spell, I was walking to see a neighbor. Someone called out my full name. I turned around, but no one was there. Who was that? The answer I'm getting is that it's exactly who you think it was. I hope that helps. That is the statement, and nothing else seems to be coming through. So I hope that you're happy with that as an answer. We have a little more time here, so if anyone does have a question, it's possible that maybe Deborah's in the chat. I'm not really sure what is going on there. Unfortunately, I can't see you or communicate directly, or fortunately. I'm sure it's fine either way. It's been a really interesting process doing this with you, and so I'm thinking that now that we're towards the end of the show, it would be great to do a brief meditation moving through the chakras, and I'll guide it a little bit with a few words, and I'm going to begin it with playing 7 tones on the singing bowl. If you can just sit back and close your eyes and relax. Just relax. Breathing in, taking some deep breaths in and out. And picture or imagine your breathing, bringing the breath in not just through your nose, but in through each of the chakras, front and back, through the Root Chakra, through the Crown Chakra, top and bottom, breathing in energy from your environment, and then breathing out. Each of the chakras. Breathing in the red ray through the Root Chakra. Breathing out. Breathing in the orange ray through the second chakra, front and back. The breath meeting at the spine, healing and nourishing your relationship with the outer world, with significant others. Moving to the third chakra, the upper abdomen. Breathing in the yellow ray through the front and through the back. Nourishing your relationship with yourself. Loving yourself. Breathing in and breathing out. The back of the third chakra is the energy of how we take care of our personal health. Moving to the heart. Breathing in the green ray, giving and receiving love through the front. Giving and receiving understanding and forgiveness through the back of the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Moving to the throat chakra. Breathing in, breathing out. The blue ray. Free choice, free will. Taking control of that free choice, free will in our lives. Taking responsibility for our choices. Looking at what that freedom means to us. Moving to the brow chakra, the intuition. Breathing in the indigo ray through the front and through the back. Breathing in and breathing out. Receiving intuition and acting on it. Becoming friends, the intuition and the rational aspects of our mind. And then moving to the crown chakra, the violet or purple ray, breathing it in, the divine energy of spirit, and breathing it out, bathing all of the chakras, all of the colored rays. Imagine them swirling as they are throughout your energy bodies and nourishing you. And so we come to the end of our hour together. I've really enjoyed sharing information about the chakras. I hope you will go to my website, marysclearings.com, and sign up for my mailing list. There are some wonderful free gifts there. You can also request to be put on a list and begin receiving the chakra videos. Also, you know, this entire hour is the effort of Feronia Wellness Organization, and we are on a membership drive. So please go to the membership page if you're not already a member. There are free memberships for community members and other levels. If you have an energy business, definitely sign up for this organization. Have a paid membership and participate at that level. There are so many benefits to using the technology that has been put together that would cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars if purchased individually, that are available to you as a business member, and you'll also have the opportunity to apply to be a guest on the show if you are a business member. And I am sure that we'll be able to have more guests, including our fantastic host, Deborah Lightheart. I'm sure she'll be able to be with us next week. So thank you so much for joining us, and have a fantastic week wherever you are. Bye now.